Hidden Gems in Africa. Explore underrated travel destinations in 2025. These hidden gems in Africa give those discerning travelers a unique opportunity to explore a variety of rich, yet often overlooked destinations across the continent in 2025. That Africa is one of the most soulful, enriching, and exciting places to visit is certainly no secret. From Cape Town's majestic Table Mountain to the Serengeti's stirring wildlife migrations, pretty much all of the continent's most famous destinations are already on repeat across Instagram Reels, online publications, and glossy brochures. And while those places are absolutely worth visiting, if you're not after the same photos and experiences everyone else is having, or if you have already traveled to these popular destinations, you might be one of those travelers who is looking for something a little different from their holiday in Africa. Globe-trotting travelers are changing the script when it comes to how they see the continent. Many modern tourists desperately crave something authentic, something select, something that is unlike the tried and tested Africa travel norms. They want to see a side of Africa that feels more personal, that is less crowded, and, quite frankly, more memorable. And the one way they can experience all of this and more is by planning a trip to one of those hidden gems in Africa. Those quiet corners that are rich in culture, wildlife, sights, and scenery that most tourists miss entirely. If you are one of those looking to swap the obvious for the unexpected, in this guide, we're sharing all of the secrets for where you can find those rare places in Africa where few tread. Where are the best hidden gems in Africa? Africa is full of the best kinds of surprises. You just need to know who to ask and where to look. These hand-picked spots are what seasoned travelers talk about over sundowners. This is where to go in 2025 if you want the best hidden gems in Africa, the kind that make travel stories worth retelling. 1. São Tomé and Príncipe. This is a fascinating two-island nation floating in the Gulf of Guinea, and we are certain that you have probably never even heard of it. The island still has a lot of colonial influence, which can be seen in its architecture, but it also has sublime, untouched rainforests and some of the most exclusive ecolodges in Africa. It's an easy escape for those wanting a barefoot holiday on the beach without having to contend with the crowd. Second, Lake Natron, Tanzania. Just try to forget the Serengeti for a moment, because although it is also in Tanzania, it has nothing on this lake. Lake Natron is such an incredible place to visit because it quite literally glows pink, and it attracts thousands of flamingos. Its alkaline waters and the dramatic surrounding landscapes can make it feel like you are out there exploring another planet. And since hardly anyone goes here, you'll have the attraction just about all to yourself. 3. Bazaruto Archipelago, Mozambique. It has pure white, soft, sandy beaches and the most exquisite turquoise-hued clear waters, and yet the Bazaruto Archipelago in Mozambique is still largely overlooked by the everyday traveler. A holiday here will give you all of the Indian Ocean paradise bliss, but without the eye-wateringly high price of a visit to the Seychelles or Maldives. With its local dhow boats, fresh seafood, and luxury boutique stays, a trip here is a must if you want to see one of the best hidden gems in Africa. 4. Enedi Plateau, Chad. Seeing raw sandstone formations and ancient rock art at Enedi in the middle of the hot Sahara is the sort of stuff that wouldn't go amiss in a Wilbur Smith novel. The Enedi Plateau is not easy to reach, and that's exactly the point. The difficulty of getting to this area makes the holiday not only more worthwhile, but also one that you will get to brag about when you return. If you are one of the few who are willing to make the trip, Enedi is easily one of the most underrated and truly extraordinary hidden gems in Africa. 5th, Kidipo Valley National Park, Uganda. If you thought Uganda was only for gorillas, you need to reevaluate what you think you know about this small but special nation. Kidipo Valley National Park has lions, giraffes, and elephants, and with barely another vehicle in sight, you get to enjoy the sightings just about all on your own, making a safari here one of the most intimate you'll ever have. Add to that the exclusive lodges complete with sweeping savanna views that you can enjoy from your own private deck, and it's hard to understand why this place is still an underrated destination. 6. Lamu Island, Kenya. Lamu Island in Kenya is like Zanzibar but without the crowds. A truly Swahili coastal destination where the slow, meandering donkeys still outnumber cars. When you visit here, you can wander the interesting but narrow streets, relax in a rooftop suite, and just enjoy the feel of time slowing down. For many, this is the ultimate hidden gem in Africa. Are there spiritual parts of Africa? Africa is a deeply spiritual place, though you won't find such attractions on standard tour routes. African spirituality isn't exactly about temples, churches, or ceremonies. Instead, it's in the rhythm of daily life, the stories passed down by elders and told around a blazing fire while food is shared, and the feeling you get when you finally slow down and realize just how quiet the world can be when there's no one else around. Dogon country in Mali, for instance, holds an ancient cosmology that rivals Greek mythology. In South Africa's Cedarburg, ancient sand rock art allows travelers to interpret sacred tales that have been etched on ochre cliffs. And in Ethiopia's Lalibela, priests still chant in rock-hewn churches as they've done for centuries. Alongside the continent's indigenous beliefs, there are also a few that have become ingrained into the various cultures. For travelers who are looking for something meaningful rather than just a meal with a view, these are the sorts of places that will shift your perspective. Is it safe to explore Africa? Safety in Africa, like anywhere else, depends on where you go, and how good your street smarts are. It is always best to work with trusted experts and reputable tour companies who know the local ground and who can give you good advice. That's about the best way to get the ease and security you want, but without sacrificing the authenticity of the experience you have. These days, many hidden gems in Africa are becoming more accessible with improved roads, reliable domestic flights, and tighter security in major hubs. If you make the conscious effort to stick to areas with good infrastructure, travel with a vetted operator, and listen to local advice, you'll feel confident and cared for throughout your trip. Is it expensive to travel around Africa? Luxury travel in Africa is rarely cheap, but it can be incredibly good value, especially when you skip over-marketed destinations and look to selective locations that provide something richer. It also, of course, helps if you are coming from a country that has a far stronger currency compared to the destination you are traveling to. Places like Zambia or Zimbabwe save you money without compromising on safari quality. Fly-in lodges in Namibia might seem pricey up front, but they include everything you will need on your trip, such as meals, game drives, some activities and guides, which keep your budget more predictable. The truth is that the most astounding moments often come from underrated places, and while they may not be the cheapest, the price you pay is reflected in the privacy, comfort, and experience you get to enjoy. It's a small price to pay for the incredible memories you will make. When is the best time to visit Africa? Africa isn't one destination, it's a kaleidoscope of places, each more different than the next. But if you're after comfort, good wildlife sightings, and manageable travel, visiting from May through October is generally the best time to explore the hidden gems in Africa. This season is mostly cooler and dry, especially if you are traveling in the central to southern parts of Africa, and that means fewer mosquitoes, more predictable weather, and the best chance to see animals clustering near water sources. That said, the shoulder seasons, March and November, can also be a great time to visit because, for example, you can expect lower prices and just as much activity, especially in places like Botswana or Rwanda. In a world where everyone is chasing the same sunset shots, going off script is what will set your trip apart from the stereotypical African holiday experience. The hidden gems in Africa aren't really all that hard to reach. They're just rarely mentioned in generic itineraries, and that's exactly why they feel so special. If you're craving something truly authentic and you want to travel smart, not just expensive, speak to a local team who's already there. We help you skip the tourist treadmill, access exclusive lodges, and plan your dream trip with insight, not guesswork. And you'll want to inquire early. The best hidden gems don't have hundreds of rooms, they have 10, and they can get booked months ahead by those in the know. If you want in, now's the time. Want help planning a journey that feels made just for you? Let's talk. We've been to these places, stayed in these beds, and can steer you away from regrets and straight into the best experience Africa has to offer.